The train station was alive with sound and movement. People hurried with their bags, calling out to loved ones, while the whistle of the next departing train echoed across the platform. Among the crowd stood Daniel and Anna, holding hands tightly, as if letting go would break them apart forever. Daniel was leaving for a distant city. His job demanded it, and he could not refuse. Anna, the love of his life, stood by his side, torn between pride and heartbreak. She knew he had to go, but every part of her wished the world would stop and let them stay together. They spoke softly, as though the noise around them did not exist. Anna reminded Daniel of their first meeting, when she had dropped her books on the street and he had helped her pick them up. She laughed gently through her tears, telling him how awkward he had been and how that awkwardness became the beginning of their story. Daniel smiled, squeezing her hand, and told her how that day changed his life forever. As the announcement for boarding echoed, their hearts grew heavier. Daniel promised he would write every week. He promised he would call every night if he could. He promised he would come back as soon as possible. But promises felt small against the weight of the train that would soon take him away. Anna whispered, "I will wait for you, no matter how long." Her voice trembled, but her eyes shone with determination. Daniel brushed away her tears and said, "I will return to you. This goodbye is only the beginning of another hello." The train's doors opened. Passengers began to climb aboard. Daniel and Anna clung to each other, holding on as if time itself might bend to their will. Every second felt like a battle against fate. Finally, Daniel stepped back, his eyes never leaving Anna's face. She forced a smile, even as her heart broke, and waved. He stepped onto the train, and the doors closed between them. Through the glass, they could still see each other. Anna placed her hand against the window, and Daniel mirrored her gesture from inside. The train began to move, slowly at first, then faster. Anna ran alongside the platform, her hand outstretched, tears streaming, until she could run no more. The train carried Daniel away, shrinking into the distance. The sound of the whistle lingered in the air like the echo of a farewell too heavy to end. Anna stood frozen, her breath unsteady, staring at the tracks long after the train was gone. But in her heart, she carried his words. This goodbye is only the beginning of another hello. She turned and walked away, her steps heavy but her spirit unbroken. Love had given her pain, but it had also given her strength. She knew the waiting would be long, but she also knew that love made every sacrifice worth it. Days turned into weeks. Weeks became months. Anna wrote letters every day, filling them with her hopes, her fears, and her love. She kept every reply from Daniel close to her heart. At night, she read them under the dim light of her room, whispering his name like a prayer. Sometimes she would return to the train station, standing at the same platform where they had said goodbye. She imagined the moment of his return, how she would run to him, how their embrace would erase all the distance and time. Though seasons changed, her hope did not fade. She planted a rose bush by her window and cared for it daily, telling herself that when Daniel returned, the roses would bloom as a symbol of their unbroken bond. At last, one spring morning, Anna stood once more at the train station. The whistle blew, and a train pulled into the platform. Among the crowd of passengers, her eyes searched desperately. And then, she saw him. Daniel stepped down, his eyes scanning the crowd until they met hers. In that moment, time stopped. Anna ran, her heart racing faster than her feet. Daniel dropped his bag, and they collided in an embrace that spoke louder than any words. Their goodbye had ended. Their love had endured. And in the place where they once said farewell, they began again, together,